Well, on the last Media Buzz, I said that the media basically were regarding the big winners as Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz. And I said that Ted Cruz had the line of the evening, no question about it. When after a number of those petty and borderline hostile questions, he sort of figuratively grabbed the mic and said, this is why people don't trust the media. And he went through this litany of, you asked about, have John Kasich criticize these over here, Ben Carson, you don't do math. I mean, he just seized the moment. But there are people out there, and I've gotten a lot of email on this, who seem to think that either Ted Cruz doesn't get enough attention, especially on Fox News, or that we are not fair to Ted Cruz. So let me go to the email here from Judy H. Wow, she says, I know there are people at Fox that don't like Ted Cruz, but the coverage since the debate has been as bad as the debate. Obviously, Rubio, the new moderate darling since Bush biting the dust, but I would beg to differ that Rubio won the debate. Even you pundits, even you, meaning me, said pundits said both won, but most of the coverage is about Rubio. Come on, how about a little balanced reporting? All right, well, I think the reason that Marco Rubio got so much attention is that he was involved in that big confrontation with Jeb Bush, in which Jeb tried to attack him. It was pretty lame. Rubio very effectively counterpunched, so it was the story of the night that Marco Rubio, who I would be the first to say, I've written about this, is now regarded by many in the media as kind of the stealth frontrunner, the guy who could unite both the establishment and the very conservative wings of the party if Donald Trump happens to fade and if Ben Carson happens to fade. But I'm not giving Ted Cruz short shrift at all. I had the senator on the program, enjoyed talking to him and interviewing him. I've been trying for several weeks to get him to come back for a second interview. We have not been able to schedule it. So I'm going to be fair to all the candidates, including Ted Cruz, and including the fact that Ted Cruz very openly thinks the mainstream media are simply and it's almost in their DNA, in his view, not to be fair to Republicans. I think his is a voice that should be heard. In any given week when we have a lot of news to cover, we can't cover all 10 candidates equally, but I did take note of what a good night he had at that debate, and I hope we'll have Senator Cruz on soon.